Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been following the NFL news cycle lately, you've probably seen the buzz about a potential blockbuster trade that could shake up the entire NFC East, and more specifically, have a massive impact on the Washington Commanders. It's not every day that we get rumors this serious, especially involving a player of CeeDee Lamb's caliber. The Dallas Cowboys, sitting at 7-7 and with about $1 million in cap space, are reportedly considering trading their star wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, and the rumors are gaining steam. Now, before we dive into all the details, let's remember these are just rumors for now. But the chatter is strong enough that it's worth analyzing what it could mean for everyone involved, especially for Washington. What's being floated around is a blockbuster deal where the Cowboys would send Lamb to the Commanders in exchange for a first-round pick and a third-round pick. It might sound like a lot, but considering Lamb's production and what he could bring to Washington's offense, it's a strategic move that could pay off big time. Dallas, on the other hand, is in a tricky spot. They're trying to maximize their cap space, which is around $1 million, and are still trying to figure out the future of their roster, especially with an aging quarterback, Dak Prescott, whose legacy is certainly being scrutinized. The Cowboys are in a bit of a rebuild mode on the defensive side, leaking about 4 points per game and prioritizing their defensive line and cap space to support Prescott's legacy and build around him. They seem hesitant to commit long-term to a wide receiver extension, especially with Lamb being a key piece of their offense. Meanwhile, the Washington Commanders, currently sitting at 4-10, are also in a rebuild, trying to find ways to jumpstart their offense and compete at a higher level. They've been dealing with injuries to key players like Jahan Dotson and Curtis Samuel, and frankly, they need a game-changer on offense. Lamb would be exactly that, a dynamic, explosive receiver who can stretch the field and make plays after the catch. His addition would complement Jahan McLaurin perfectly, giving quarterback Sam Howell a true top-tier weapon to work with. The importance of a receiver like Lamb can't be overstated. After all, the Commanders have been searching for that explosive element that can consistently put pressure on defenses and open up the field for other weapons. Looking at Lamb's career stats, he's a proven playmaker. Over his 3 seasons, he's accumulated 480 catches for over 500 yards and 42 touchdowns. That's an average of 5 yards per reception, and he's also gained 500 yards after the catch, showing his ability to turn short plays into big gains. Lamb has played around 18 games of 100 yards or more in his career, and his PFF grade has consistently been high, around 87+, which speaks to his reliability and skill level. His value isn't just in raw numbers. Advanced metrics like EPA per target and route running efficiency put him among the league's top receivers. In 2025, barring injury, analysts project Lamb to have around 98 receptions for approximately 250 yards and 10 touchdowns over 13 games, with an average of nearly 13 yards per catch. His durability is a key point here. He's avoided major injuries, and with a projected 95% snap count, he's expected to be a focal point of any offense he's in. Now, why would the Cowboys be willing to trade such a talented player? Well, some experts believe it's because they're uncertain about how Lamb fits into their long-term plans, especially with the team leaning towards drafting youth and building through the draft. There's also the factor that they're prioritizing their defensive rebuild and cap flexibility over paying a high-end receiver extension. The Cowboys might see this trade as an opportunity to replenish their draft capital, especially with the upcoming draft class offering promising young receivers and a quarterback class that could reshape their future. For Washington, the optimism surrounding acquiring Lamb is huge. This isn't just about adding a talented receiver, it's about transforming their entire offense. The stats show that Lamb could increase the team's EPA per pass attempt by about 18%, which is a significant boost. It could also add roughly 180 yards per game, making the Commanders' attack much more explosive and difficult to defend. His yards after the catch could jump by about 30%, similar to how DK Metcalf's addition boosted the Seahawks' offense in 2025, where he added around 200 yards to their total. This kind of upgrade would not only make the Commanders' offense more dynamic, but could also translate into more wins, potentially adding around 1-8 wins in the projected future. Analysts and fans alike are already speculating about the impact Lamb could have on Washington's playoff chances. With a player of his caliber, the team's ceiling rises significantly. The Super Bowl odds would see a dramatic shift, moving from around +12-0 to as low as +5-500, reflecting the increased confidence in their championship potential. Lamb's presence would act as a true X-factor, especially when you consider that he's scored 4 touchdowns post-career, showing that he can perform under pressure and in big moments. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the trade actually happens, but the potential is exciting. The Commanders would be gaining not only a top-tier receiver, but also a player who can be a centerpiece in their offense for years to come. The team's future would look much brighter, with a more potent attack and more ways to challenge defenses. Imagine a backfield with Brian Robinson Jr. and a receiving core featuring McLaurin and Lamb. Defenses would have a hard time stopping that kind of firepower. This move could be the catalyst for the Commanders to not only contend in the NFC East, but also make a real push into the postseason and beyond. Now, thinking about the big picture, this trade could be a pivotal moment for Washington. It might be the shift they need to turn the tides in the NFC East, which has been heavily dominated by the Eagles and Cowboys in recent years. If they can land Lamb, it would send a message to the entire league that the Commanders are serious about competing at the highest level. It's a bold move, yes, but one that could define the franchise's direction for the next decade. Given the current state of the NFC East, with teams like Philly and Dallas still vying for supremacy, the Commanders have a real shot to elevate their status with the right pieces, and Lamb could be the missing piece. Plus, let's not forget the fan excitement. If this trade becomes reality, the atmosphere around FedEx Field would be electric. Fans would be rallying behind this new star, eager to see how he integrates into the offense and what kind of fireworks he can produce in navy and gold. It's a move that could reignite the passion of the fan base and bring a new level of confidence and hope for the upcoming seasons. Looking ahead, if the Commanders do manage to land Lamb, the expectations will skyrocket. The team will be viewed as a serious playoff contender, and with the right coaching adjustments and continued development of young players like Howell, the sky's the limit. The NFL is all about adding those game-changing players, and Lamb is exactly that. His ability to take over games, especially in critical moments, could be the difference between missing the playoffs and making a deep run in the postseason. And finally, as we wrap up this deep dive into what could be the most exciting trade of the offseason, remember that the NFL landscape is always shifting. The Commanders are positioning themselves for a potential leap forward, and acquiring a player like CeeDee Lamb would be a bold statement of intent. Whether it happens or not, one thing is clear: fans should stay tuned, because this story is far from over and the next chapter could be written very soon. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe the Commanders should go all in and acquire CeeDee Lamb? How do you think he would fit into the team? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. Let's keep the passion alive and continue to support our team in every way possible. This offseason could be one of the most exciting in franchise history, and I can't wait to see what unfolds. Keep the faith, Commanders fans, because the future is bright, and with moves like this, we might just be on the brink of something special.